Now, we were shocked at the stats that came out in the past 48 hours. We didn't mention to you yesterday, we couldn't have time to do it. I'm going to try and do it now. 45% of women binge drink while pregnant, while now we're one of the highest in the world when it comes to women who are drinking when they're pregnant. You see, binge drinking can be just a few drinks. You know, people think, when the Irish think of binge drinking, we think, right, 19 pints, binge drinking.
No, some people think it's 2 bottles of vodka a day. It isn't though, is it?
No.
Unfortunately. I think there's a lot of people looking now going, oh, what exactly is binge drinking? I think a lot of people are actually guilty of this and they don't know it. But if you're pregnant, is it a different story altogether?
I'm just wondering, because there are some people, they don't see any harm. Sorry, we're dealing with some of the text messages yesterday. They didn't see harm in this, because people that be texting us saying it's actually not a big deal that some pregnant women are entitled to let their hair down, especially if it's a particularly, difficult time when you're pregnant. I mean, would you agree? Give us your honest thoughts on that. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. 53104 for 20 cent. I mean, some people, there are some barmen actually, with their fathers, and they're a little bit. This is when they think, well, hang on a second. Here you are. You're out with the girls. You're having a sandwich or a burger. You're having wine. They don't like that. It really bothers them.
No,
it really,
especially the old school. Are you allowed, if you're a barman? Are you allowed to not serve a pregnant woman? I wonder.
Well, you've presumed and if you don't, how would you feel if you were pregnant and someone said, no, I'm not serving you? You could be stone cold sober. It could have been, you could have been having a drink with some of the girls at lunchtime and someone said, you cannot drink in iPub. Why? You look pregnant, you've got a big bump in your belly, that's it, you're not drinking.
Could be just a glass of wine with lunch.
That's all it is. We'd love to know. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Do you agree? Is there anything wrong with the binge drinking when pregnant? Now, what is binge drinking? Can anybody tell me what binge drinking is in your head? What is binge drinking? 6797 FM104 is our phone number. And getting back, to that exclusive story we broke on Monday night. This is when it was all happening.
It's about 2 hours after the video went viral?
Yeah, 2 hours after the video went viral. It was happened. This is, of course, Emma Murphy's video. We played it at 9 o'clock that night. Of course, the rest of the media followed much later. But we have another update on that story, exclusive for you, a little bit later on tonight. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is the phone number. Shauna is on the phone. Shauna, you're not happy with people lecturing you, are you? Telling you what you can do?
I was pregnant before, and I drank when I was pregnant, and my child was paid 50 grand.
And did you go out and enjoy yourself with the girls, that type of thing?
I did. Just because someone is pregnant doesn't mean they stop having fun.
And do you feel, because we're looking at some of the reaction coming in, I don't know, maybe women have changed their minds in the past year or so. They're just, because 45%, that's nearly half of Irish women who are pregnant. Binge drinking is technically, what is it, a few drinks, a few pints, you're binge drinking.
Yeah,
I think it's 3 or 4 pints and you're binge drinking.
My friend drinks when she's pregnant, I don't see any harm in it,
And you having a problem?
No, I don't, and I did it when I was pregnant as well,
And did anybody try and stop you? Because you were thinking, some of the barmen would, if someone stepped in, say at lunchtime today, and said, Shauna, look, honey, you look pregnant. I'm not going to give you any bills.
I tell fuck off. That's been a picture. Say none of your business
at all.
Yeah.
And if he said, look, I'm doing it for your own good. I don't want you to.
I don't want your fucking advice. Keep your nose out.
So we can shag off.
Yeah, you can shag off. Yeah, you should be doing his job, not fucking spying on other people.
So your body, your womb, your baby, exactly. You decide what to do and when to do it. That's what you're saying to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dead on.
Okay, hold on a second. 53104 for 20 cents. Is she right, Emmett? Is she right?
I'm just completely wrong.
If you were that barman, Emmett, what would you say? I mean, Sean is not taking this very well, in the sense that, and I can understand there are women calling us in now saying, don't like the lecture, don't like being lectured again and again and again. They're a bit sick of it.
Well, if I were a man, I wouldn't serve her, first of all. And second of all, to the other people who think it's alright, take a shag off as well. So that's like giving a baby. Hey, when your kid was born, would you hand that drink? Or him drink?
Yeah, I told her already I drank when I was pregnant.
And do you know something? 45% of mothers do, Emmett. 45%?
Yeah, but that's a ridiculous figure anyway. But Sean, I'll ask you one question before I start ranting on about this. When your kid was born, does the kid drink now?
What?
Does your child drink now? I doubt it.
Yeah, but then why do you think it's alright to feed our drink?
Because my child's still a child, that's why.
Because it's still your child and you're feeding your child drink. People like you that make this world wrong.
Are you trying to say that everyone that drinks when they have a child, the child's going to be end up alcoholic? That's what you're trying to say?
No, I'm trying to say that you wouldn't feed your child when it was born drink, so why are you feeding the drink when it's in your womb?
Because I'm not feeding it directly to the fucking child, you upside.
Still giving it ethanol, which is a substance in alcohol which makes people drunk. So maybe
at the end of the day, it's no one else's business what I do with my body, what any other woman does with her body.
At the end of the day,
so you're saying it's your business?
Yeah, it is my business.
Well, you couldn't answer my question, so you're wrong. So you wouldn't feed that kid drink now, but you'd feed it drink when it's in the womb.
What?
You wouldn't feed that kid drink now, but you'd feed it drink when it's in the womb. It's the exact same.
Oh my gosh. No, it's not the same thing. How can you even say that?
It is the same thing because you're still feeding the child ethanol.
Educate yourself.
How about you educate yourself and realise that if you drink while pregnant, ethanol gets passed down to the system where the baby is held. So therefore, it's exactly like picking up a 2 or 3 month old and giving it drink.
40, hang on guys, 45% of women, Irish women, I think we the highest? Yeah, now we are one of the highest in the world for drinking while we're pregnant. But you see, Shauna, you see what you're saying, and obviously nearly half the population agree with you. You're saying you make that decision. You don't want to lecture from anybody.
Yeah, but the child doesn't make the decision and you're still making the child drink.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, just because you're pregnant doesn't mean your life has to stop, It
doesn't mean that your life has to stop. We have to take on...
I don't need someone coming over to me trying to give me a lecture, At the end of the day, it's none of their business. They just keep their nose out.
Do you not know the underlying terms when you're pregnant? The same as when
the way our pregnancy works, I had a child, didn't I?
Yeah, and you obviously didn't have it very fucking well if you're giving a drink.
Actually, my child very well. Actually, she's very healthy.
Would you go out like you would when you were 18 years of age or whatever? Would you go into the town now that you have a kid the exact same way as you used to and come home the exact same state?
Oh, you know what? You're just overreacting. I mean,
well, hold on, guys. Hold on. I want to go to somebody else in this. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. We're getting a lot of reaction, by the way, from barmen who have refused to serve women while pregnant. Just their decision. It wasn't company policy. They just didn't want to do it. Is that good enough? They weren't drunk. They weren't drunk at all. They just didn't want to do it. And that... I have to say, Shauna, you're right, it has enraged a lot of women. They just don't like. They know they've made a decision themselves. They don't want to be lectured, one way or the other.
Exactly, yeah. At the end of the day, like a woman knows her body, a woman knows what she wants to do with her body, not in all cases, not every case that the parent thinks, means that the child's going to...
How much would you have? Alright, be honest now, because binge drinking can be 3 or 4 drinks. If you decided...
I don't binge drink. I'd have about 5 or 6 drinks.
That's binge drinking.
It's not binge drinking.
It is binge drinking.
It's not binge drinking.
It is binge drinking. You see, I didn't. Honestly, okay. What can you ask? All right, hang on a sec. What do you think binge drinking is?
Well, I don't binge drink. 5 or 6 drinks is not binge drinking. 12 or 13 is binge drinking.
Okay.
Come on,
Hold on a sec. I'll come back to that in a second, folks. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. Can I go to Jade's on line 1? Jade, how are you?
Hiya.
Okay, what do you say to that? Binge drinking is usually, if you're a lad, it's about 3 or 4 pints. That's binge drinking.
I suppose. The whole being pregnant while you're drinking. Now, I do think it's a woman's personal opinion and known to, the barman and all judging people. At the end of the day, it is a woman's opinion, but I just think how selfish is it that you can't go 9 months out of your life without a drink when you're carrying
Hang on for a sec, right? How is it selfish? How is it? Sometimes it doesn't do any harm to the fucking child.
I just think there's genuinely something wrong with people who can't go 9 months without a drink. That's say you have a problem.
There's something wrong with people who. So just because you're pregnant for 9 months doesn't mean you have to stay cooped in the house like all the time and not go out with everything.
When I was pregnant, I went out.
Trying to make people out that drink with the drinking. Why trying to make other people that drink with a pregnant alcoholic or something? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they do have a bit.
I'm not alcoholic.
If they can't go 9 months without drinking, 9 months out of your whole life.
9 months. I don't drink every week. I drink every 2 weeks or something, right? Every 2-3 weeks, like.
Okay, when you were pregnant before, Shauna, you say about 5 or 6 drinks. You went out, you came home, and you were grand.
Yeah, I was perfectly grand. Like, that wouldn't get me to alcoholic.
How do you know?
Because I know I drank.
What would you be drinking? A pint? A bottle?
Blue whiskey and vodka and all.
Whiskey and vodka. Right.
Yeah.
Now 5 of those and you're grand.
Yeah, I'm perfectly grand. I don't know how to handle me drink, like.
A liar. That's a lie.
How is that right? How do you don't even fucking know me? Don't judge me, you don't even know me, right?
I can judge you all I want because you're harming.
You don't fucking judge me how I want. I told you it was grand. I know I was grand. Don't judge me, right?
I asked you 2 simple questions and you couldn't answer that, both of them. I think it's you.
Oh my God, I'm not that.
For you, disgrace, you know that?
You're fucking the same. You're wrong, actually. You shouldn't be allowed to have kids.
You shouldn't be allowed to have kids.
Shouldn't be allowed to have kids. My child is perfectly grand, thanks very much.
You can't even go 9 months without a gargle. That's how desperate that is.
Oh my God, if I say I drank every fucking day, no I didn't. I said I drank every 2-3 weeks.
I said that you did.
Wash your ears out. Wash your ears out.
Okay, but you did.
I don't need to actually hear you perfectly.
You did say, hang on, Shauna, you did say, and this is something I just want to get clear. I'll go into a break in a minute, but I want people to get this in their head. You'll have 5 or 6 drinks, and to you, you're grand. You're a bit merry. You're not that drunk.
Yeah, obviously, like, but I'm not staggering around the place. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in the right mind. Like, I know what I'm doing.
Okay, you know what you're doing, and you'll do this. You'll do this maybe once a week or once a fortnight, and you felt grand. You felt grand doing this.
And my child is perfectly grand when I did it, so like I don't see anything wrong. Like I said, my friend is pregnant, she's doing it now as well.
Okay, well, it clearly is true. 45% of Irish women are actually doing this. That is what's freaking a lot of people out. But this is what seems to be going wrong. You don't like the idea of a barman or a man of any description, including Emmett, telling you you're being irresponsible, you don't know what you're doing.
For a second. Do they carry a child in a womb by months? No, they don't. So what the fuck's they know, like, really, at the end of the day?
So what are you shining about? You talk after.
Oh my God, did you not hear what I said? I do hear what you say. I've been listening to this show for a good while, and I must admit, I'd say you talk the most now to shite than anyone else on this. You think talking about the most shite than anyone else on the show?
It doesn't hurt you having 5 or 6 drinks. Now, if you read up on this, alcohol actually affects brain development at an early age. Yeah, well, that's fair enough, but I'd say 45% of women aren't, and you're the type of people who encourage this. I guarantee
but at the end of the day, like, no one has the right to tell a woman what to do with her body.
Yeah, you're actually full of more shit than a block toilet, I must admit.
But hold on a second, there are some women agreeing with her as well. We'll go to Louise on line 4. Louise, you're live on FM104. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not agreeing with her. I'm not saying I'm agreeing with her that, like, you can drink when you're pregnant. Jeez, I'm saying, like, don't be drinking when you're pregnant, because, like, it affects the child. Like, the fella is right about the brain damage. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I've had friends that, like, didn't know they were pregnant, and they drank during their pregnancy.
And were they drinking heavily?
Yeah, like, not heavily, just like a couple of beers here or there, like, but they didn't know they were pregnant, and then they lost the child. So I mean, they went into early labour and they lost the child, and I seen, like, the shit that they went through, and they gave up drinking afterwards. Like, I had kids myself, right, before I found out I was pregnant, I was drinking, right, but the minute I found out I was pregnant, like, I felt so guilty that I was drinking. I hadn't touched the drink, like, throughout my whole pregnancy, and it is selfish to be drinking while you're pregnant. Like, for God's sake, you don't know what you're doing to the child. I know you're saying, you don't want to give up, but if you don't want to give up drinking for
my child was grand. My child is perfectly grand.
Drinking.
Okay.
My child is perfectly grand.
Yeah, my kids are grand. I have 3. My kids are grand. I drank up until, like, the third month of my pregnancy because I got caught and I didn't know.
At the end of the day, like, I just don't think anyone has the right to tell.
Why can't you give up drinking for 9 months? That should tell you something. If you can't give up,
because no, what you should tell me something. Just because I'm pregnant doesn't mean I'm not going to stop going out and having a life. Like,
You can still go out, but don't be fucking drinking, like, do you know what I mean? I'm already going to go out and not fucking drink. I'm ready to come on. Right, so you're telling me you can't have fun without drinking. So what does that tell you about you?
Oh my God, did I say that? You put words in him out. I said to you, I'm not going to just stop everything I do. I didn't drink everything anyway. I just had a drink about 3 or 4.
I'm not going to say drop everything you do, but at least try and drop everything that you know that's going to harm your child. There's so many facts showing you that, drinking and smoking does harm.
Hang on a sec, Louise. I think what really upset she's not alone. 45% of Irish women do this anyway, which is a very, very, it's one of the highest in the world.
Right. I'm sorry for cutting you off there, right? Now this is a very I lost a pregnancy, right, because I was drinking, but I didn't know I was pregnant at the time, right, because I every time I took a pregnancy test or whatever, it just came up negative, so I didn't know I was pregnant, and I lost a pregnancy because I was heavily drinking at the time. It was during the summer. I was young, I didn't know what I was doing, you know, and but every with my other 3 kids, the minute I found out I was pregnant, that was it. I stopped everything, and I looked after my body and I looked after my kids. She's saying, oh, I don't want to drop everything, but do you want a healthy child, or do you want a child that's going to come out with a disability and that's going to affect their life?
So what you're saying is you don't play Russian roulette because you don't know. No, there are lots of people and they drink and it's fine, everything's grand, but you don't take the risk. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, you don't take the fucking risk, right? Because if they take the risk, right, and there's something wrong, right, with that child when it comes out, what are they going to do? Oh, the doctor should have known. The doctor should have I know that there was something wrong. They should have done more tests. They knew there was something wrong.
Here's the thing. I'm going to ask this question, and I'll go into the break, and then just think about it. If the doctor ever says to you, "How much do you drink?" Do we always lie to him? We always go, we'd have a few. We'd have 1 or 2. What's the truth? I wonder. We're going to come back after the break, going to talk to Katie. And Katie doesn't have a problem with it at all. As do 45% of Irish women. They don't have a problem. Shauna doesn't have a problem doing it. The major problem, and Shauna, I'll come back to Shauna in a second. She was saying to us that she's really peeved off at being any barman to tell her that she can't drink. That really bothers her. 6797 FM104 is our phone number.
On the FM104 Phone Show, the man who gets Dublin talking. The FM104 Phone Show, brought to you by BusyLel.ie. Looking to buy or eager to sell new, used or unwanted items? BusyLel.ie. Chris Barry on the FM104 Phone Show, the man who gets Dublin talking. FM104. Call us now on 6797 FM104.
And you can text as well, 53104 for 20 cents. Katie is also on the phone. Katie, you're live in FM104. How are you? You drank while you were pregnant as well.
I did. I drank on both my kids, yeah.
And are you like Shauna? There are a lot of women calling us in now, and one of the reasons that they don't like being lectured by anybody.
No, you shouldn't be lectured by anybody. What gives a barman the right mind to tell you that you cannot drink?
He may feel, he could be a dad, he could be an expecting dad or whatever, and the usual story, a barman, if they can throw you out if they don't like the look of you. They have that right anyway. They have the right to refuse, but they have to give a reason why. I think they'll probably be sued. But if he turned around to you, and some people have done this, well, you're pregnant. I don't want to take I don't want to risk giving you a drink. But you're making the decision to drink, not him. That's what you're saying to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm that's my decision to drink. Do you know, that kind of way? He shouldn't tell me, oh, because you're pregnant, you shouldn't drink. It's my body, it's my baby, I'll do what I like.
And what would you say to people who, what was it, 45% of Irish women, they do admit binge drinking. And remember the question I asked before the break, what is binge drinking? And binge drinking, in our eyes, let's all be honest with each other. If I have 4 pints, I'm binge drinking.
Yeah.
And you know as well as I do, most Irish lads on a Friday night will have more than 4 pints.
Yeah.
So we're all a little bit guilty. There's no point me playing the saint here and everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't have a womb, and I'm not going to get pregnant.
Yeah. No, well, I just think it's ridiculous. It's up to the woman herself.
Yeah.
I think, to say, well, I'm pregnant and I want to drink. I don't think it's up to anyone else to say that she cannot drink.
Okay. How about that, Emmett? Does that make any sense to you? There's Katie. By the way, many times you were pregnant, Katie?
I've been pregnant twice.
Okay.
And I've been a healthy girl and a healthy boy.
And you drank away.
And I did, yeah.
I think they're just as bad as her. I think you're a Phil. I honestly think you're a Phil. I don't condone that at all, and I think you're very disrespectful towards a child.
But that's your opinion. That's your opinion.
Like, my opinion stands on facts, your opinion stands on what you want to do.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I drank on my kids. I drank on both my kids.
Yeah. And
Did anyone tell you not to, Katie?
But if anyone told me not to, it's my body, my baby. I will do it.
Yeah, and you're damaging it. You're damaging the baby. Like,
I didn't damage any of my kids. My 2 kids are as healthy as that.
I know, but that you were lucky. You were lucky.
Exactly. Come on, Chris.
It's not being lucky. I wasn't going out and drinking litres of vodka. I'm talking like I could sit in my house on the weekend and have about 4 bottles of Blue Wicket. That's what I'm talking about.
That's ridiculous. That you shine, but
So you were very like Shauna. Hang, Louise, there you go. There's Katie. She's had 2 kids already. Thank God they're healthy. But what about that attitude?
Because if you go into a pub and she said a Blue Wicket, right? I remember when I was pregnant, I went into a pub with my kid's dad and his parents, right? And they were like, no, one is grand. Like, yeah, even like, maybe a glass of wine with you, I don't know.
Right.
That way, right? But I mean, if you order a Blue Wicket, right, on the bottle, there's a picture of a pregnant woman with a line through it.
Yeah, that's a big giveaway, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
That's a big giveaway.
I mean, that's a huge giveaway. I mean, every alcohol drink that you drink, right, like, there's going to be a picture of a pregnant woman with a line through it. You ask your doctor, can you drink while you're pregnant? And he'll tell you that, no, you can't drink.
They advise you not to, or you can have what? Something, a glass of something, a bottle of something, 1 bottle of something once a week, maybe. That's it.
No.
Actually, here's a question for you, Emmett, and I'll be straight about this. Okay, you're a bloke. If your girlfriend stroke wife decided to drink while pregnant, how would you handle that?
69, I'm on neighbours there.
Emmett, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, Chris.
Yeah, okay. How would you handle if your girlfriend or wife said to you, I'm going to, carry on drinking anyway while I'm pregnant? How would you handle that?
I'd go mad. Like, I'd actually flip out. I wouldn't let her drink. I wouldn't let her drink at all.
You see, this is the bit that's driving me. You see, that you don't like hearing the words, Katie, I wouldn't let her drink, do you?
But it's not the fact that I wouldn't let her drink. It's her decision. Like, he can't stop her from drinking.
I know he can't, but I'll very much express my opinion that that's just the wrong choice, and I wouldn't be happy in the slightest.
You see, this is where it goes a bit mad. I'm looking at some of the stuff coming in, by the way, on text 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number.
Chris, can I just say, right? Can anyone that actually had drank during their pregnancy and that something wrong came out after they had the child? Can anybody come on and just talk about that and how much drink affected their life, how much drink affected their kids?
Yeah, do you know something? You know what, it is coming in a lot. People are saying, what is Blue Wicket? And well, we all know what it is now, but it is a pretty popular drink with girls, let's be honest. It is.
Yeah, it is a popular drink for girls,
and Katie, you'd have what, 5 or 6 a week when you were pregnant?
When I was pregnant, yeah.
Okay. Now, when people, some Facebook stuff and some of the stuff that we're getting in now, say people like you shouldn't have had babies, you're irresponsible, how dare you should be ashamed of yourself as a mother. When you hear all that, your attitude seems to be, they can't lecture you and tell you what to do.
They can't tell me what to do. They nothing to me.
I have a question for you, right? If you drank, right, say you're admitting that you drank, right, while you were pregnant. If your child came out with something wrong, right? I don't know, something with their brain or any sort of dysfunction, right? Who would you have blamed?
Well, you can't actually blame it on the drink, because people that have babies that babies come out like that anyway.
Yeah, but what if you did drink, and what if the drink was a factor in it? You'd still blame the doctors.
How would I blame the doctor?
Because everyone blames the doctors. They should have known. They should have told me earlier. They should have done more checks. It could have been prevented if they found out earlier and stuff like that.
But why would I blame the doctor? At the end of the day, I know people...
So would you blame yourself? Would you be able to live with yourself knowing that you caused...
Well, if the doctor turned around to me and said to me, that is 100% because you drank, well then that is my fault.
And would you be able to live with yourself, like?
What do you mean be able to live with myself? You cannot. There's people out there, when you look at people out there, they're on drugs and they're having kids. 5 bottles a week is nothing to what they're putting into that system.
Yeah, and when that child comes out, like, right, I'll give you an example. I know a friend, right, she looks after kids, right, she's a foster parent. She had a child that was sick. She took him into her care, and his mother was on heavy drugs when she was pregnant, and because of it, his hip didn't develop properly. So only a couple of months ago, the bone in his hip just deteriorated, and now it has to grow back, and that was because she was on drugs, right? But they can't determine that was 100% because it was the drugs, like, you know what I mean? But there you go. There's something that, like, you know, there's that happened over the drink, that happened over the drugs, and the doctors can't deteriorate, like, say that, yeah, it was 100% over that, but they know that it was. They just can't, like, pinpoint and, you know, make it a fact.
Okay, Katie, here's one which keeps coming in for you and Shauna. What about, does any man, husband, boyfriend, have any influence in you if he said, that's my baby too, stop drinking, period, nothing, not a thing? What do you say to that?
But it's not the fact that it's up to me if I want to drink. If my husband / partner, wherever, told me not to drink, I wouldn't. It's me that wants to drink. And if I want to drink, I will drink.
Even if he says it's our baby, yeah, it's your womb, it's, you know, you're carrying the baby, but you got that responsibility.
I know I have that responsibility.
Not to have...
Well, it's in your belly, like. Do you know what I mean? Like, what you're drinking, you're eating, the baby's getting it as well. So, like, imagine your, like, unborn baby being drunk in your belly, like.
But that's just exactly a smoking.
Yeah, and you shouldn't smoke either. We know that. I'll come back to you after the break. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. 53104 for 27. Not only would I not let my wife drink, Chris, while pregnant, but she couldn't have coffee either. All right, that's somebody going way over the top there. 53104 for 20 cent. 6797 FM104. The figures are right, because so far half fullers that we're getting in are saying from women, because it's 45% of Irish women binge drink while they're pregnant. We're one of the highest in the world for drinking while pregnant, and people have been texting us saying it's actually not a big deal. You've heard what Katie's been saying there. It's not a big deal, and that some pregnant women are entitled to let their hair down, especially if they're having a difficult pregnancy, and they may do it once a week. I mean, do you agree? Is there anything wrong with binge drinking while pregnant? You heard what people are saying, and obviously the figures must be right. 53104 for 20 cent. We're back straight after this.
Chris Barry on the FM104 Phone Show. Chris Barry on the FM104 Phone Show. The man who gets Dublin talking. FM104. Call us now on 6797 FM104.
Some good news, by the way. In a few minutes' time, it could be you. FM104 Corona Extra. We want to send some of you, well, you and maybe one of your buddies, on an all-exclusive holiday to be the party capital of the world, Ibiza. We're sending one lucky listener and a friend to the all-inclusive VIP trip to Ibiza for the Corona Extra Sunset Session Party on the 12th. I'll give you more details. It could be in the next half an hour, so listen really, really carefully on that one. Okay, now, there's been a lot of people, a lot of men on the phone. One guy in particular, Keith was just telling me during the break there, and he said, what he said, now he's in work and he couldn't talk to you, Katie, but he did say, Jesus, if I could get my hands on her, how dare she risk my baby in her womb? How does Katie react to that?
But it's not his baby, but
it is his baby.
But
it's both of you. It's both of you.
His hands on me.
Yeah, he couldn't believe that any woman, now mind you, any woman would have a drink. Hold on, Elaine is on line 3. Elaine, you're live in FM104. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, what do you say? That guy, he was in work, he couldn't talk to us. He was pretty annoyed at that type of attitude.
I'd agree with him, to be honest with you. I'm listening here this evening, and initially my blood was just boiling. These women that are drinking while they're pregnant.
But the figures are 45%, so you can understand.
I just feel so disappointed. Like, I've had 2 children myself, and pregnancy and growing your child inside your body, it was just like the most important job in the world, and I just felt I wanted to do everything right. And to think that these women, they're doing the most important job in the whole world, growing their son or their daughter inside them, and they feel that it's okay to expose them to toxins, to alcohol, to something that's
to a risk, to put it simply, to a risk.
Exactly. And to be honest, I think that the unborn child is the most unprotected person in the world. You know, if as soon as that child is born, and any parent was to continuously expose their children to a type of risk, the child would be taken off them. That they wouldn't be allowed to mind the child. So I don't know how they can say that it's my body and it's my baby and I can do what I want.
Well, that's what Katie is saying, and that's what Shauna said.
What she said.
And you and Katie, you firmly believe your body, your decision.
Yeah.
Well,
it is my body.
Absolutely disgusting. Like,
well, that's your opinion.
Yeah, it is my opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion. And so are the midwives. Probably are educating you all through your pregnancy. They're advising.
Yeah, but when you go in, they tell you you're allowed so many units a week.
No, excuse me, I've had babies. They don't.
And so have I, and I've just had one.
They advise you against it, okay? They really do. They advise you against it. And, you know, then, that, you know, if there's somebody who's persistent, they try and get them to maybe do it in moderation and keep the units down. Otherwise, people will be out intoxicated.
Let me read some of the text messages coming into us. 53104 for 20 said, oh my God, if you can't go 9 months without drinking, then you do not deserve the child growing inside you. It's actually sick. People that ignore should be sterilised. That's how rough some people are getting. Louise is on line 3. Louise, you're live on FM104. How are you?
Yeah, good, yeah.
Not bad. You went in a mad one when you were drinking.
Sorry?
Did you go mad when you were drinking?
What do you mean, did I go mad when I was drinking?
Were you drinking? Were you drinking a lot when you were pregnant?
No, as I said to you before I found out I was pregnant, I drank and I felt guilty, and then I stopped and I wouldn't touch a drink.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm totally against drinking while pregnant. You know, I'm not pro drinking while pregnant. I'm against it. Like, do you know what I mean? There's people that are trying to have kids and can't have kids, and then there's people that, like, you know, like that Katie one. Do you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't deserve it. Like, do you know what I mean? She doesn't deserve her kids.
You see, everyone keeps saying that she doesn't deserve the kids, and other guy ringing in saying, "My God, people like with an attitude like that should be sterilised." But that's 45% of Irish women who are pregnant. They do exactly that.
Yeah, well,
that's that's the sad fact.
Knew. I know it is very sad. Like, I mean, if people can't go like 9 months, especially if women can't, like, you know, put their kids forth. Like, you have to think about it, right? When you're getting tipsy, your child is absolutely locked out of his head. Do you know what I mean? Everything that, like, you're eating, you're drinking, like, your child is getting. So, like, imagine, like, an unborn baby being drunk, like, you're not even knowing who it is yet. Like, you know, that it even exists.
Yeah, is this sinking in at all with you, Katie? You have loads of women coming on saying to you, come on, what are you doing? A lot of the guys not happy at all.
Out there that drinks.
Say again?
I said, surely to God, I'm not the only one out.
No, you're not. No, absolutely, you're not the only one. You're not the only. I can guarantee you, you are not the only one. There are so many other women who do the same thing. That's what we're discussing. The figure: 45% of Irish women binge drink while pregnant. We're one of the highest in the world. And you don't see anything wrong with it. That's the problem. You see, that's why Elaine and Louise and other people are talking to you, saying, you know, why they can't understand that you don't seem to understand the risk.
I do understand the risk, but it's not as if I was drinking Monday to Sunday 24/7.
Right.
It'd be sitting in and I'd have 5 or 6 bottles, watching the telly, and then I'd go to bed.
5 or 6 bottles?
Yeah, on a Friday night or else a Saturday night.
And what was it, Wicked or something?
Wicked.
Okay. Now, Elaine, you see something wrong with that. 5 or 6 bottles of Wicked.
Yeah, I do. 5 or 6 bottles of Wicked. Like, for you, that might seem nothing. Like, for me, on a night out, that'd be a big night out. Like, for a baby, an unborn child inside you who shouldn't be exposed to any of it, it's excessive drinking. You know, that I can guarantee you, there's no midwife in the maternity hospital telling you to have 5 bottles of Wicked at a weekend. So, and all the other women, at least they know that they're in the wrong. They're too embarrassed and ashamed to ring in here. And you're ringing in and saying that you think, oh, grand, 5 bottles of Wicked, my unborn baby who is trying to develop their brain this week can be exposed to that.
Okay, hang on, Elaine. Joanna, you're live on FM104. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Not bad. What do you say to people like Katie and Shauna, and indeed 45% of pregnant Irish women?
Well, with my opinion, it's like if you decide to have a baby, you decide to be a responsible mother, right? So party's over, right?
So party time is finished?
Well, not completely, right? Because when you decide to have a baby, okay, with my opinion, half a glass of beer once weekly or every second week, that even makes you be more hungry, because on the beginning, first 3 months or 4 months, like I was pregnant, I had a difficulty to eat. I lost a few kilos. So half of the glass of beer, with my opinion, is okay. I even felt guilty after that amount of alcohol, right?
Okay, we're very little time left. What would you say to Katie, and in a sentence, what would you say? You're saying the party's over. You're pregnant. Party over. Put the bottle down.
Yeah.
But hold on. Hold that thought. Christine is on line 3. Christine, you're live in FM104. How are you?
Hey, well, come here, the way it is, I'm pregnant at the minute, and I had a few drinks with my friends this weekend. I don't see the problem in it.
You had it as well?
Yeah.
And even though, come on, you're a woman. You know the stories. I'm sure the doctors told you, other women have told you, it's a bit risky to drink while you are pregnant. If a man, boyfriend, husband, father, whatever, said to you, as this lady is saying, party's over, you're pregnant, put the bottle down, over, what do you say?
I'd laugh at them.
You'd laugh at them.
You have to feed your baby, which is in your womb. Everything you're drinking, everything you're doing is going through your womb.
No,
you have to feed.
So the difference of having a casual drink with a few friends than drinking every night in the week, the way
nothing for you, one drink, but would you give your baby that amount of drink?
When they're pregnant,
you, for example,
Joanne, hold on a second.
You is not much. Baby is only 3 kilo, 4 kilo, and that amount of drink for baby is a lot. You can kill your baby. And imagine 5 or 6 points, how much is it? I'm only talking about one drink.
When you say casual, okay, it seems to be, Christine, a lot of the girls are calling in and say, Jesus, Wicked seems to be the drink of choice with a lot of our listeners tonight. They're saying, look, 5 or 6 bottles of that once a fortnight, not a big deal with the girls. What do you say?
Well, I have to be honest, I wouldn't be a regular drinker every night of the week, pregnant or not pregnant. I would drink on occasion, and that was it. And this week I've got good news.
Right.
When it comes to my baby, and I decided to have a few things with your friends to celebrate. Now, if anyone has any problem, ring in and talk to you about it.
How many did you have?
How many did you have?
7.
Yeah.
And what was it? Wicked again?
No, it was Budweiser.
7 pints of Budweiser?
No, 7 bottles of Budweiser.
7, so just 3.5 pints?
Yeah.
Roughly.
Well,
Nearly
in my
4.
opinion, if someone is not able to give up about alcohol, that means that person has a problem, right?
Would you stop for the 9 months, Christine?
I would if I had to, but I don't have to. The way it is, if I can drink when I'm pregnant...
Well, you don't have to have a baby, right?
Christina, what if you had those 7 drinks on the day that your baby's, kidneys are forming, and then, the baby has kidney problems because that was the day you drank? Do you realise that there's huge stuff going on?
No, I understand that. But
you know what I mean?
The way it is, no one can determine whether your baby is healthy or not until it's born.
No, they can determine.
No.
Well, no, they actually can. They know before it's born.
That your baby is okay.
They can have scans. Do you know what scans are, Christine? We're going to have a scan.
Oh, I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
You're not stupid. Clearly, you're not stupid.
Yeah, I know what scans are. I'm on my 4th pregnancy.
4th?
Yeah,
and did you drink all the way through the other ones?
Yeah. If I could, I drank. If I couldn't, I wouldn't drink.
What would stop you from drinking it? From drinking during pregnancy?
Getting sick. The baby not allowing me to drink.
So if you're ill, you'll probably say, you don't want food, drink, nothing. Which is fair enough.
If I had a bottle of anything.
Right.
And I physically got sick from that, but I wouldn't drink for it.
So if you didn't feel good, you wouldn't drink. But if the baby, who knows how the baby's feeling, but that doesn't matter. Basically, is what you're saying.
It doesn't matter.
You're saying unless you physically feel some problems.
What I'm saying is, if the baby has a problem with me drinking through my pregnancy, I will vomit from it. That's what I'm saying.
Don't be so naive. Your baby's development can have problems through alcohol without you knowing about it. There's so much going on every single day of their development, and if you're introducing poison to them,
never had a drink or smoke or anything through any of your pregnancy.
Huh?
Do you have kids?
No, she had nothing. She said she'd absolutely nothing. Hang on a sec, Christine. Chris is on line 3. Chris, you're live on FM104. How you doing?
Hey guys.
Not bad. What do you? You're not happy with what you're hearing, are you?
I don't think even the sugar in 6 bottles of Wicked is too much for an unborn baby. I work in the health and fitness industry, and I often have to give people nutritional advice and stuff like that. I wouldn't tell anybody that that's acceptable. You're right that there's nothing wrong with an occasional drink, but if you have an unborn baby in your stomach and you're even look ingredients on the back of a bottle of Wicked, look how many numbers and sugar content and all sorts of chemicals there is, and you're letting that run through your baby. That thing's not even born.
The difference of it is having a casual drink with your friends.
Just because you call it casual, if I'd be up all night getting sick if I drank 6 bottles of that muck. Just because you're fine with it doesn't mean your baby is. You've probably been drinking.
Don't be. I can't drink Blue Wicked. Never could.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't talking to you specifically. I was just talking in general. The lady, there was a lady that was
Katie had that.
It was me. 6 bottles of Wicked. Are your teeth not rotted out of their head already? And then you have a baby that hasn't even grown. Oh my God! I'd say you're in great nick, are you?
I am.
I'd say so, yeah. You're probably in the gym every other day of the week. I know there's people, and I've seen online campaigns against people doing too many.
I don't get a chance to go to the gym.
Fair play to you, well,
do none, because my time is dedicated to my kids.
And feet up with 6 bottles of Wickets as well.
But come in, I tell you something. 6 bottles of Wicket.
It's just not good for you. I'd say you're a lovely person and you seem very passionate, but that's just not good for you at the end of the day. There's no two ways around that. That is not healthy. You're saying that it's not that bad, but that is certainly not healthy. And if you gave
it's risky, Chris. Bottom line, it's risky.
Above all else, it's risky. I'm telling you, I'm qualified to advise people on nutritional.
The alcoholics slowly were not pregnant, and you're saying that's not all right.
What? No, I didn't say that. I said that the whole thing is horrible. Look, listen, 6 cans of Coke if you're pregnant
is a bad idea.
6 Mars bars if you're pregnant is bad for you. You haven't a clue.
So what do all the alcoholics that are pregnant that drink?
Yeah, that's obviously bad. Well done. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what everybody's saying. That's even worse. You mad thing.
So a casual drink is not all right either? Come on.
You're pregnant. You have a baby growing inside you. Would you have a casual 6 yips? Would you have a casual bong? Would you have a casual pack of John Player Blue?
I'm not into drugs. I smoke.
Yeah. You still drank 6 bottles of Wicked. That's drugs.
I don't drink Wicked.
Oh, whatever. Well, listen, everyone sounds the same shouting down the phone to me here. I don't know who's who.
No, it was Katie was doing it, but the very fact that she I mean, sorry, Christine, you said you drank anyway through your pregnancies.
I drink.
Yeah. And you had good news. You said to me you had good news, and you had 7 bottles of whatever, Bud or something.
7 bottles of Budweiser, and Saturday night at my friend's house, and I think that is perfectly fine. It's not like I'm doing it morning, noon and night, and affecting my...
You're right, yeah, you're right. Look, I suppose the bottom line is, just because something isn't going to kill your baby does not mean that it's good for you. And that's what everyone's excuse is. Everyone's excuse is, look, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Look, it's 6 casual drinks, or I've been doing it. My mother did it all through her pregnancy and I'm fine. Yeah, grand. But the babies that are dead because their parents did it, or the babies that are disabled because their parents did it, no one's ringing in and fucking talking about them. You know what I mean? It's very, very, very true that that's not good for you.
But actually, Chris,
yeah.
Bottom line, I asked a few guys. There's several barmen called us in as well and said they just wouldn't serve the woman who was pregnant, and and they know it's awkward, it is wrong, but they just wouldn't do it. It's just
Yeah.
They just didn't want to do it. As a guy, if say a wife or a girlfriend it was pregnant, would you have the conversation saying, as that lady, the Polish lady, was onto us, that the party's over,
Well,
no booze?
I'll have to find the wife or girlfriend first, but yes, certainly after that, definitely. Look, like I said, I'm involved in the health and fitness industry, and I've had complaints. People would cast a bad eye if they saw a pregnant woman in a gym doing pull-ups. That's too much for the baby. She shouldn't be doing that. Or, she shouldn't be out. She's 6 months pregnant and she's out doing the school run and the shop and everything. So people appreciate that what the mother does seriously affects the baby. But when you're haven't got the self-control to keep yourself away from the 6 bottles of bud, or the wicked, or the 1 pint of this, or the 3 smokes of this, or the whatever it might be. I'm talking even if you're getting a Domino's pizza, that's not good for your baby. Anything that's not good for you is not good for your baby. And yeah, you're saying it's only a casual this or it's only a casual that, but that's still bad. Just because it's less bad doesn't mean that it's bad. Killing 1 person is bad. Killing 100 people is worse. But killing 1 person is still bad.
So what do you say to nearly half of Irish women who are pregnant binge drink? We're one of the highest in the world, by the way. In the world.
Well, look at the amount of gobshites that are walking around Ireland. Wasn't there some stat that one of the highest obesity rates among young people? So
correct.
Young people are coming out of their parents' wombs already full of sugar and full of chemicals and full of everything, and they're coming straight into that environment. And look, there's many things that I'm not qualified on, and I'm sure people would be scolding me. I would be talking all sorts. You don't know about...
You drank on your 3 previous, Christine.
I drank on my 3 previous pregnancies, and I smoked right away, Trev.
Yeah, that's just because and I'm happy. And I'm happy that they are. I'm thrilled that they are. But that doesn't mean that it's good for you. Skydiving is dangerous, right? Just because you didn't fly doesn't mean it's not dangerous.
What in this world is not good for you?
What? Lots of things.
What is not good for you? Exactly.
What?
There's dangers with anything. You can walk out in the middle of the road and stuck of a car. You're not pregnant. That's the baby.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I know, yeah. So be careful when you walk out onto the road.
We got it to break. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. I'll tell 1 or 2 more calls on that, actually, because I know a lot of people are doing their best to get through to us now. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104. Christine?
Yeah.
Gonna ask you, I'm just looking at some of the questions coming in for you. One guy, you've had a couple of babies now, and you drank through...
I have 3 kids at home, and I'm pregnant on my 4th.
Okay, so you've gone through pregnancies. Thank God everything is okay. You've also smoked as well. You must have had the conversation with doctors and your friends.
And I can't.
What did you say? I'm sorry, I can't stop. Was it that simple?
I went to the doctor and I was in the rotunda and I said to him, listen, I'm going to cut back on smoking. She said, that's fine to cut back, but it's worse for the baby because the baby's so used to smoking throughout your pregnancy that it can actually be dangerous for the baby.
I find that odd. I'll come back to you. I find that a little bit odd. Help us out there, folks. 6797 FM104 is our phone number. A lot of people agreeing with Katie, though, who... Okay, maybe it was a feminist line. Didn't like any man lecturing her about what she should do with her body. It's her pregnancy and she'll decide what goes into her body. And yes, she does decide. It is her body. But get the knowledge as well. Listen to what Chris was saying there. He's in the health business, so to speak, and he just can't believe what he's hearing. But I can, believe me. 53104 for 20 cents. 6797 FM104 is our phone number.